Hey folks, welcome to our brand new vlog series. This is the first episode. It's kind of a trailer, but it's also us diving into a plethora of different things. We go small game hunting. We're simultaneously looking for deer sign and turkey sign, as well as a little bit of shed hunting. It may be a little premature for that, but stick with us over the next couple weeks, and we're going to try to release a couple more videos prior to turkey season, if at all possible. But one of the reasons that I'm doing this is kind of explain what we did. I took my GoPro out and had my waterproof casing on, and so the volume is terrible, so I did some voiceovers to kind of help explain what we were doing and what we were looking at. But we went to some Georgia public land with the intent of just covering as much ground as we could in a short amount of time, and so that's what we do. I'm going to show you guys some spots on the map where we went and what we looked at, as well as just some encounters with some squirrels and just some other deer sign, deer bedding, stuff of that nature. But I hope you guys stick with us over the next couple weeks as we dive into more scouting tactics, and then it'll lead up right into turkey season. But thank you guys for watching this new vlog series. I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe in the bottom and share with your friends. We look forward to getting more content to you. Thank you. So I just want to show you guys kind of what we did. So we came in on this top part, and we kind of came through this long trail of pines, and you can see that it's really thick in here. And we made our way down. We did see a deer when we first came in where we parked at, but we made our way down this trail right here. A lot of thick standing pines, and that's the original trail that we actually came up on, back on. I forgot to start my track, but we came all the way down here, and we eventually cut straight in. When the pines thinned out, we cut down into this drainage, this transition line that heads down towards this creek, and you can see where I started the tracker at, but it really opens up a lot right here. And we started walking these lines. I took the upper edge, that I'll show you guys in the video, and my buddy Daniel took the lower edge down here near the creek. So yeah, so that's kind of where we started, and we'll continue here in a second, showing you the rest of what we did. So at this point in our hunt, we decide to split up, and my buddy goes down into the embankment that kind of bumps up to the creek, and I stay up on the high side. And we just try to cover as much ground as we can, not only looking for small game, but also looking for deer sign and turkey sign. And we definitely run into it. There's a lot of bedding, but there's also a lot of just trails and other deer sign up against this edge that I'm at with the hardwoods and the pines. So I'm just going to show you this real quick. The boundary line goes up the creek right here, and you can see this little circle. That's where we got into the squirrels at. But the boundary line follows the creek. It does flatten out in a little bit where it kind of goes around the creek up towards this trajectory that you can see the second little loop. But right here is where the edge that I walked, and this part where my cursor is the lower side. And so those deer were, they were bedding down here against the river, and they're able to see up on that embankment. And I'll show you that here in a little bit. But this whole edge right here, they're walking this edge as well. And if they want, they can also bed up here on the top and look down into the river depending on the wind. So it's pretty interesting. We saw sign on both sides, but definitely a good spot. Deer can, or buck specifically, can check these pines if does are bedding in there during the rut. They can go perpendicular to these pines and see if scent check the beds, and if not, then they just kind of keep moving this edge. So it's a really unique spot, and it's definitely a spot that we're going to mark because it was definitely torn up with a lot of sign, especially in the late season. So as you just heard, Daniel shoots, and he actually shoots twice. I missed the first shot, but I go down to regroup with him, and come to find out it's a clean miss. And so we hang out a little bit longer just to see if we can find these squirrels anymore before we start to continue to cover some more ground. So once we realized that the squirrels were not going to move anymore, we decided to cover some more ground. And you can see right here just the thick, nasty, high grass stuff down here in this bottom. And so I decided to go up the backside of it while Daniel stays kind of in the thick of it. But made for some really great bedding. And as I went up this embankment, saw some deer scat as well as just some really rundown trails that were apparently fresh from this part of the season. So we continue to search for some squirrels, but to no avail. However, here in a second, you'll see this deer bedding that I run into. So this bedding is cool because it's backed up to a creek, but in between the bedding and the creek are a bunch of deadfalls, so the deer can literally bed with their back to this deadfall, knowing that nothing's going to come from behind them unless they come through the creek. And they can look at everything in this bottom, anything coming off the hillside, and can smell anything coming off the hillside as well. So it's pretty unique. It was clearly matted down, and we'll definitely keep that on the map for future reference. So the second circle is where the deer bed was, backed up to the river where they could look up the hill. We had to cut our night short because of light, and we headed back into the pines.
Beat sitting in the library. It's true.